The taste of conquest fills my four throats as I stand upon the ridge overlooking the human settlement. My people, the Varanax, have conquered 17 species across 12 galactic sectors. We are the supreme predators of this universe. Our philosophy is simple. Strength consumes weakness. It is the natural order. Richard 11, as the humans call this miserable rock, is simply the next feast. I flex my chitinous armor, feeling the reassuring crackle of energy as my exoskeleton charges. Battle Commander Tulkornat's voice crackles through my neural implant. Attack Formation Delta, no survivors, no prisoners. Glory to the Varanax Dominion. Our dropships descend like predatory birds, sleek and silent until the moment of impact. The humans' primitive defense systems activate. Pathetic energy barriers that shatter under our concentrated barrage. Their colony was not prepared for us. None ever are. I leap from the ridge, my gravitational enhancers allowing me to descend the 100-meter drop with deadly grace. My squad follows, 20 elite warriors trained from hatching to kill. We have never tasted defeat. We never will. The colony's perimeter falls within minutes. Humans scatter before us, their soft pink flesh so easily torn by our talons. Their weapons' crude projectile and energy devices barely penetrate our outer armor. I eviscerate 3 defenders with a single swipe of my foretalon, their red blood spattering my sensory ridges with its metallic scent. Sector 1 secured, I report, stepping over the mangled remains of what appears to be a juvenile human. Their young are particularly fragile. Moving to Central Command Structure, the human settlement is larger than our initial scans indicated, nearly 50,000 of their kind, a substantial colony, but nothing we haven't handled before. They've constructed their buildings in concentric rings around a central hub, with the outer rings already ablaze from our incendiary bombardment. As we push toward the second ring, we encounter more organized resistance. Human soldiers in matching armor formations create barricades from overturned vehicles and structural debris. Their tactics are primitive but not entirely ineffective. They focus fire on individual Varanax warriors, attempting to overwhelm our armor systems through sustained damage. "Hold the line!" a human commander shouts. His voice carries surprising authority for such a physically unimpressive species. "Reinforcements are coming from the southern quadrant. We just need to buy time." Time, a curious commodity to focus on during inevitable extinction. My tactical visor identifies the human commander as a priority target. I signal to my second in command, Koresh, and we split our forces to flank their position. The humans don't notice until it's too late. I spring over their barricade, landing amidst a group of terrified defenders. Their screams are satisfying as I tear through flesh and bone. The commander, to his credit, doesn't flee. He turns his weapon toward me, some kind of enhanced chemical propellant rifle, and fires directly at my sensory cluster. The impact momentarily disrupts my vision, an impressive feat. Before it can reset, he fires again, this time at the junction between my thorax and abdomen. Pain, actual pain. It's been cycles since I felt it in battle. I lunge forward, but the human rolls beneath my strike, attaching something to my lower carapace. A magnetic charge detonates, cracking my outer armor. Acid blood seeps from the wound. "Their joints!" the commander shouts to his remaining troops. "Aim for the joints and throat ridges. Concentrated fire!" I silence him with a talon through his chest, lifting him toward my feeding mandibles. His last act is to spit a mouthful of blood into my sensory pits. "Others will know," he gasps, before I tear his head from his shoulders. Behind the barricade, I notice one of those peculiar humans with a recording device. A camera, as I would later learn. This one is partially sheltered behind a collapsed wall, the lens of their device capturing everything. Even as Koresh's squad slaughters the remaining defenders, this human doesn't flee. They adjust their position, ensuring they document the massacre. Second ring breached. I report to Battle Commander Tulkornat, ignoring the inexplicable behavior of the recording human. Encountering moderate resistance, 20% casualty rate among forward squads. Unacceptable, Talcornat responds. The Varanax Dominion does not accept such losses against primitive species. Double your aggression protocols. I want their central command structure secured before the planet completes another rotation. We push forward into the third ring, where the humans have concentrated their civilian population. They've converted residential structures into makeshift medical facilities, the wounded stacked 3 deep on floors slick with blood. The scent of fear is intoxicating. A new type of human defender emerges here. They wear no military armor but distinguish themselves with white garments stained red. They stand before the wounded, arms outstretched, as if their frail bodies could stop our advance. These are civilians, one such defender shouts. Medical facility protected under galactic conventions, I laugh, the sound resonating through my thoracic chamber. The Varanax recognize no conventions except domination. We slaughter them all, the defenders, the wounded, the medical personnel. It is our way. Strength consumes weakness. As we move through the facility, I notice small recording devices mounted in corners, their electronic eyes tracking our movement. More of their strange documentation obsession. In the central courtyard of the third ring, we encounter something unexpected. A group of humans, perhaps 30, stand in formation. Unlike the military personnel, they wear no armor. Unlike the medical staff, they bear no identifying markers. They simply stand, many holding the now familiar recording devices, others with rudimentary communication equipment. I don't understand. Koresh clicks in our native tongue. Why do they not flee? One human steps forward, female based on morphology, with dark skin and eyes that show no fear despite the massacre surrounding her. My name is Amara Nwosu, reporting for Earth United News. She speaks clearly, her voice steady. Behind me, the alien invaders continue their unprovoked attack on the civilian colony of Richard 11. She turns, ensuring her recording device captures both her face and our advancing forces. I'm transmitting live despite the colony's communications array being destroyed. These invaders have shown no mercy, targeting medical facilities and residential sectors. I approach, curious despite my battle lust. You record your own extinction? For what purpose? The human Amara Nwosu points her device directly at me. So that humanity knows. So that everyone knows. I should kill her immediately, but something in her demeanor gives me pause. She shows no fear, only determination. It is unsettling. Your species will be subjugated, like all others, I inform her, my translator rendering my clicks into human language. Your recordings change nothing. You're wrong, she replies. They change everything. I extend my killing talon, ready to impale this foolish creature. She doesn't flinch, keeping her camera directed at my face as I strike, piercing her abdomen and lifting her from the ground. Blood spills from the wound, staining her clothing, yet remarkably she continues her broadcast. This is Amara Nwosu, reporting live from Richard 11 colony, she gasps, blood bubbling at her lips. I'm witnessing firsthand the alien invasion force that has already claimed hundreds of civilian lives. The attackers show no mercy, targeting even children and medical facilities. I twist my talon, impressed by her persistence even as life drains from her. Her hand trembles but maintains its grip on the camera, ensuring it still focuses on my face. The invaders are massacring everyone. More blood flows from her mouth, her voice weakening but determination undiminished. Earth needs to know, please help us. I drop her dying form to the ground, disturbed by her dedication to this strange ritual. Her device continues to function, now pointing at the sky from where it fell beside her body. Her blood pools around it, yet the lens remains clear, still transmitting. A strange unease fills my sensory nodes as I step over her body and signal my squad to continue the advance. Beyond this strange encounter, the battle continues. We push through to the colony's fourth ring, where the resistance intensifies. The humans have established interlocking fields of fire. with hardened bunkers protecting their heavy weapons. For the first time, we suffer significant casualties. Vrenthal, our squad's heavy weapons specialist, falls when a human missile barrage collapses a structure onto his position. Sekalorn loses both right limbs to some kind of molecular disassembler weapon we hadn't encountered in previous engagements. Even Koresh takes damage, a human projectile finding the sensory cluster beneath his primary eye ridge. "They are adapting to our tactics," Koresh observes as we take cover behind the remains of a human transport vehicle. "How? We've been on this planet less than one rotation." I have no answer, but I notice more of those humans with recording devices, moving between positions, sometimes accompanied by armed escorts. They speak continuously to their devices, describing our movements, our weapons, our apparent vulnerabilities. "Battle Commander," I transmit, "request tactical analysis of human communication patterns. They appear to be sharing combat data in real time, despite our destruction of their primary communication array." "Understood. Deploying signal interceptors," Telecornat responds. "Continue the advance." The fifth ring proves even more difficult. The humans have concentrated their remaining military assets around the central command hub. Their defensive positions are well conceived, with overlapping fields of fire and emergency power systems maintaining localized shield barriers. What should have been a simple extermination mission has evolved into a genuine military engagement. A human squad employing some kind of active camouflage technology ambushes one of our forward units, killing 8 warriors before we can respond. Their weapons have been modified. The projectiles now contain a caustic compound that reacts with our exoskeletal chemistry. When hit, our armor doesn't just crack, it dissolves. "How are they doing this?" Koresh demands, after we eliminate the ambush team. "How do they know our biochemical vulnerabilities already?" I examine the modified human weapons. The adaptation is crude but effective. They've literally just taped corrosive compound dispensers to their standard rifles. Primitive but clever, and impossible to develop without prior knowledge of our physiology. The battle stretches into the planet's night cycle. We secure the fifth ring at great cost. Nearly 40% of our invasion force has been neutralized. The humans withdraw to their central command structure, a reinforced facility with energy barriers unlike anything we've encountered in their colony so far. Tulkornat joins us at the forward command post, his elite guard in formation around him. His carapace bears the marks of recent combat, unusual for a commander of his rank. The humans are employing unexpected tactics, he admits, a rare acknowledgement of difficulty from a Varanax commander. Our signal interceptors have detected unusual transmission patterns emanating from those recording devices. They're using some kind of distributed network to bypass our communication blackout. To what end? I ask. Their colony is isolated. Their nearest military presence is 3 systems away. Torkernat's mandibles click in frustration. Unknown. But we will end this now. Prepare the void charges. We'll collapse their central structure and be done with this. As we prepare for the final assault, I notice another human reporter again. She somehow penetrated our perimeter, her recording device held before her as she speaks to it in hushed tones. 2 human soldiers provide her protection, their weapons modified with the same corrosive attachments we'd encountered earlier. I should report her presence, but curiosity stays my signal. I move closer, my active camouflage rendering me nearly invisible in the darkness. "The invaders are preparing for their final assault," she whispers to her device. They've brought forward what appear to be high-yield demolition charges. If you're receiving this, please, Richard 11 has nearly fallen. 2,000 colonists remain in the central bunker, mostly children and medical cases. We need immediate intervention. She adjusts something on her device, and a small light begins pulsing, transmitting tactical data. Their exoskeletons are vulnerable to common mining acids. Standard issue MAM-A7 maintenance compound can be weaponized against them. They communicate via encrypted neural networks operating on the following frequencies. She then proceeds to recite technical specifications that no civilian should possess. One of her guards touches her shoulder. Response incoming, he says. The fleet received Amara's final broadcast before she was killed. Her sacrifice wasn't in vain. They're coming. How many ships? She asks. All of them, the guard replies, his face showing the first expression of hope I've seen on a human this day. The night sky above Richard 11 tears open, not one or two ships, hundreds, thousands. The orbital display of my battle armor shows new signatures appearing faster than the system can count them. Battle Commander, I transmit urgently. Massive human fleet has emerged from faster-than-light travel. They've surrounded the planet. The command channel erupts with confused reports. Our own fleet, 30 ships, more than sufficient for a colony subjugation, is being systematically destroyed above us. Drop ships begin to fall from the sky, shot down before they can deploy reinforcements. Impossible, Karnat's voice has lost its arrogant certainty. Their main forces are 3 systems away. They couldn't have responded this quickly. I watch as the humans we thought defeated emerge from hiding places. They fight with renewed vigor, and still those strange humans with their devices continue to document everything. Reports flood the command channel. Human drop pods landing in all sectors. Their soldiers emerge wearing armor I hadn't seen among the colonists, with weapons specifically designed to penetrate our exoskeletons. They move with precision, targeting our command units first. Karnat's desperate voice cuts through the chaos. The devices, the recording devices, they're transmitting our tactical information. They're coordinating the counterattack. Shoot the ones with cameras. They are the summoners. They hold the power. I finally understand. These devices, these cameras, are not mere recording tools. They are weapons of human power. Through them they have called their entire species to battle. Through them they share our weaknesses. Through them they unify. Human drop pods continue to slam into the colony perimeter. Not hundreds of soldiers, millions. Their coordinated assault is unlike anything I've witnessed in 17 conquered worlds. They move as one organism, guided by the information gathered by their reporters. I kill 7 human soldiers before their concentrated fire finds the seam in my armor. As I fall, my internal fluids pooling beneath me, a human with a camera approaches. Behind them a soldier stands guard. Why? I manage to ask in their crude language, my translator struggling as my systems fail. You were beaten. Why did your entire species come for one colony? The human adjusts their camera, ensuring it captures my dying moments. Because humans don't abandon humans, they say simply, and because everyone needs to see what happens to those who harm us. As darkness claims me, I finally understand why the Varanax will lose this war. We worship power through domination. Humans worship power through connection. We conquered 17 species because none called for help. Humans never fight alone, and their cameras, their ability to share suffering and unite their species across vast distances, may be the greatest weapon the galaxy has ever known. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Video shares, memberships, and super thanks help the channel grow as well, so feel free to partner with this channel in that way as we grow. With that all said, thank you again for listening to the story, and thank you for your time. On the left side of your screen are some videos I think you might be interested in. I hope to see you in the next one.